Amazon for Black Friday. And I'm a dad, so I think I'm in a good position to talk about these products. So we're gonna get started in just a minute. Hang tight, and we're gonna talk about some of the top kids stuff that's available on Amazon for Black Friday for deals today. So let's get started in just a second here. And again, top kids stuff on Amazon. So welcome, I'm Thomas Smith, and I'm a dad of 3. So I think I'm in a good position to talk about kids stuff. I certainly have had a lot of experience with it. And today I want to talk about the top kids stuff you can get today on Amazon for Black Friday. And there's a lot of awesome deals out there right now on some of these really awesome kids toys and some things for you as a parent too. So yeah, let's get started and dive right in. We are live here, so if you have any questions about any of the products I'm going to talk about, feel free to ask them in the chat, and I'd love to answer your questions there. Also, feel free to click through if you want to see any of these products on Amazon. Just go down and click on the carousel underneath me, and you can go and take a look. So let's go ahead and dive right in. The first product I want to talk about, we've got a couple of different really awesome toys on the table here, literally on the table. And this is the Giraffe Olaf. So it's kind of a silly name for this. But this is a toy from Playskool. And this is great for your younger toddler. So some of the toys are, things for older kids. We'll talk about those in a minute. But this is the Giraffe Olaf. You can see obviously why it's called that, with the giraffe on the top there. But this again is a great toy for those younger toddlers. It's really simple. You've got this dome at the bottom here, and this has got balls inside of it, and it's got this. It's almost like I would call it a flywheel. I come from the more of the tech side, so I think of these physical or mechanical pieces as a flywheel in here. And really simple for them. Again, they just press this really friendly little giraffe here. And that's going to send that flywheel going. And these balls are going to fly around. You can see the wheel spinning inside of there. And those balls are going to bounce around into the little holes and then eventually settle. And really fun for toddlers to press and see that go and spin and see all the motion and sound. And you can see the little wheel itself spinning in there, as well as you can see the balls bouncing around and finding their little holes and settling in. And they can do this probably over and over again, honestly. So some things I like about this, again, it is super fun for those younger toddlers. But as a parent, this is really great because everything is contained. So a lot of toys that use balls bouncing around, as we'll see in a moment here with another Playskool toy that's sort of similar to this one. You've got things flying all over the house, and I like that this really contains everything inside of the actual toy itself. So all of these balls are bouncing, and there's all these dynamics, and it's super fun, but everything is in this one unit. So you can just put this away at the end of the day, and you're not going to have all of this strewn all over the floor and a bunch of cleanup that you have to do. So great for parents to have that flexibility. Great for kids to have that fun of being able to use this function and watch these fly around in there. If you have any questions, we are live here, and it's a fireside chat. It's a friendly, informal time to ask questions about any of these products that we're talking about today. Great deal on this for Black Friday, so check out the Giraffe Olaf. I love that name from Playskool here. I'll put this off to the side. Any questions you have, let's not put them too close to the fire, even though this is not real. But any questions you have, happy to answer those here about this or any of the other products that we're talking about today. So the next one I want to take a look at, I'm going to pull this up here so you can see it. This is the Green Toys Submarine. So Green Toys are awesome for a lot of different reasons. I love all the different Green Toys options. This one is super cool because it is something that's a great bath toy. So Green Toys, if you don't know, they're sustainable. And I love that. They're made out of recycled milk bottles. So it's a really cool way to teach your kids about sustainability, about reuse, recycling, but it makes it fun because you're dealing with, this colorful, really cool submarine toy in this case. The colors may vary a little bit. Again, these are made from recycled products, but you've got this blue and this yellow color to it, and it's just really cheerful, colorful, contrasting colors there that kids love. and is super, super strong. So, and as parents, you know, this is obviously important to have products that'll stand up over time, especially because they're probably going to be taking this in the bath. It's a submarine. They're going to want to dive it under the water. And so it's great to have a product that's, again, because it's that recycled milk bottle, you're really going to have a lot of trouble, you know, breaking this. And it's not going to corrode. It's not going to rust. You can take it outside. You can take it in the bath. It can just be a general fun toy for them to play with. If you're just joining us, we are live. Feel free to ask any questions about any of these cool kids' toys. We're sharing great deals today on Amazon for Black Friday. You can see the green toys submarine I've got pulled up in the carousel below me. And feel free to ask any questions about this. I love this. This is a really fun one for them to use in the tub. It's got this little spinner on the back, so you can have them try to, you know, hold this under the faucet. It'll cause that to spin. Blast it with a shower. It's got this nice handle on the top. They can carry this really easily. These are super light, again, because it is that recycled plastic. Super light, but super strong. Great toy for outdoors. Great toy for the tub. Great toy just to have in general. And again, I'm a dad to 3, so I've used a lot of these toys, sometimes with multiple kids, and I can vouch for the fact that these are great products. And again, great deals because it is Black Friday. So these are all things where you'll see on Amazon there are some really great specials and deals today. So green toys, Submarine. We talked about the Giraffe Olaf over here. I'm just going to do that again because it's a lot of fun. And again, if you do have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat, and I'm happy to answer them for you. Let's look at our next toy. This is sort of in the same vein as the Giraffe Olaf. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. This is the Playskool, also Playskool product, Busy Ball. And you've got this launcher, and you've got balls that go inside. And when you press this, it's actually going to turn on like a fan, and it's going to blast the balls out of the top, and in most cases all over your house. So I'm not actually going to activate it and try to, you know, use it here because I'm going to end up chasing things all over my space here. But your kid, I can switch this on in the back. They press this cool little mushroom, and you got an air blast, and when you put the balls in here, they shoot out the top, they roll down the side into here, and then they get shot back out the top again. And there's this cool sound going. You can see I've got some of them inside of there, and it'll roll down, and they can just keep, you know, putting it in. Again, probably for a little bit of an older toddler. This one, the Giraffe Olaf here, this one is more for those younger toddlers. This is more for the older toddlers that don't mind chasing the balls around, even up to your, you know, bigger kid or preschooler. They might actually enjoy using that one as well. So this is really fun, really messy though. It's going to throw things all over your house, and you're going to be chasing these, and the dog's going to get them, and it's a little more chaotic. If you want something a little bit more contained, go for the Giraffe Olaf. If you don't mind the chaos, definitely check out the Playskool Busy Ball here. And this is also electric. So it's powered by batteries. You're going to have to change those batteries. Not too hard, but you will go through them. And this one, because it's all mechanical, I love that flywheel action where it just keeps going there. It's kind of a really neat design. And that's something that you can use without having to worry about replacing the batteries. If you're just joining us, we are live here. We're having a little fireside chat about the best toys you can get on Black Friday here on Amazon. And you can see any of the toys I'm talking about highlighted below. You can also ask me any questions that you want to in the chat down below. I am a dad of 3, so I definitely have a lot of experience with all of these different toy options, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have. Go ahead and ask those live here, and again, I'm happy to help. So we talked a little bit about these 2 different cool options there. We talked about the green toys, Submarine. You can see the green toys logo up on the conning tower, I guess it would be in submarine lingo there. But these are all really great options for your kids. And again, really great deals on all of these for Black Friday. So any questions, go ahead, put those in the chat. Happy to answer for those products. And let's take a look at another one while we're hanging out here for our fireside chat. this is, I'm going to pull it up and put it on the counter. Let me move this guy out of the way. If you have any questions about it and you want me to bring it back out, any of these things, just let me know. Totally happy to do that. But I'm going to put this down for now so we can make space for this. And this is actually one of my favorite kids' toys. So I was really excited to see it on sale today as a special for Black Friday on Amazon. This is the Vtec Sit-to-Stand Learning Walker. I'm going to clear a little space out, and I'm going to set this down here, and we can take a look at it. I'll try to not let it block me, here. Again, live. We are live here, so if you have any questions, please do feel free to ask, and I'm totally happy to answer that for you. Totally happy to answer any questions you have about any of these products. So this is the Vtec Sit-to-Stand Learning Walker, and it serves a lot of different functions. So this is a great walker for your kid who's just learning to walk. 1-year-old, maybe a little bit older, just starting to take their first steps. Maybe they're a little bit tentative, and they're not even walking unassisted. Firstly, it's a great walker, so they can hold on to the back here, and they can hold this and push it around the house. And believe me, they definitely will be pushing it all around your house. There's a control on the back, on the wheel here, so you can actually set how hard it is or easy it is for them to push this around. So you don't want them to try to push it and have it just go out from underneath them and fall over or anything. So it's nice to be able to make it a little harder to push so that it gets them easily up and standing. And then they just hold on to the back here, onto this handle. It's got these nice wheels. They can roll it around on your floors, and they can push this around and start to practice their walking skills. But the thing that makes this really special, I think, is that it's got these really neat functions on the front here. So if I go to this, you can see, let's see, make sure we're cool here. I just pressed my mouse with this as I was moving it around. I think we're good. We seem to be in good shape here still. I'll be more careful in the future, so sorry about that. But if you are still tuned in here, we're just continuing to talk about this, the Vtec Sit-to-Stand Learning Walker. And on the front here, we've got a bunch of different, more technological kind of functions. So this little play set on the front has sounds, it has lights and colors. We switch it on with this little switch, and then they can actually interact with this. You can see it's got music. We can switch it and have just sounds, animal sounds, and it's got all of these really cool buttons and interactive things that they can press. So it's going to play things, it's going to do lights, it's going to do all kinds of things to entice them and bring them over to want to play with this toy. And I'm going to press, you can see we can get a piano function on here. They've got little physical things they can move, spinners. They can press these different buttons, get sounds, get numbers, just get experience with all these different functions. There's doors they can open and close. There's even a telephone that they can take off and mimic, you on the phone walking around the house. So this is great because it lures them over and gets them really interested and excited about using this toy, and makes them want to try to use it for standing, use it for walking. So they might sit up and just play with it, interact with it, and then when they're ready, they can start to use it as the actual walker. If you're just joining us, we are live here. We're talking about my dad reviews of the best kids toys, kids stuff that you can get on Amazon today for Black Friday. I'm a dad to 3, so I think I'm in a good position to answer questions about these products. If you do have any, please feel free to put them in the chat, and I'm happy to answer those live here for you or demo anything about these products. So this is the Vtec Sit-to-Stand Learning Walker. You can see it in the carousel featured down below me. And get all these cool functions, lures them over, gets them started with using this as a walker, standing, pushing it. And that's really a great way to get them excited about walking, excited about practicing that. But then here's the coolest thing. Obviously, toys that work for a couple of months, kind of, unless you have multiple kids, you probably use it and then donate it, give it away to somebody else, and that just feels like, okay, well, I only got a month or two out of something like a walker. So the cool thing with this is that you can actually use this for a variety of different functions here. I've got a question in the chat. We've got a question about the Amazon Echo here. And I actually don't have that pulled up in my carousel, so you won't be able to see it down below. But the Amazon Echo, I like this as a kid's product because you can actually play songs on it. So you can say, like, Alexa, play The Wheels on the Bus.
The Wheels on the Bus by Cedar Mod Kids on Amazon Music.
So it's going to pull up a song. It's actually going to play that, and your kids, as they get older, believe me, they will learn to ask Alexa for whatever they want to play whatever songs. So you can get kids music. Alexa, stop. Switch that off. Unfortunately, I don't have that in the carousel to show you, but it is a great kids item to have. And I like that this one has a design that's really compatible with the sort of aesthetic of a nursery. It's kind of a natural, organic type of feel to it. So yeah, thanks for asking that question. Any other questions you have about any of these products, feel free to ask in the chat, and I'm really happy to answer any of those live here. Yeah, so with this, as I was saying, you use this and it feels like kind of a waste if you have a product like a walker that's only good for a little while, and then you end up probably donating it. But the cool thing with the Vtech Walker here, which is again really discounted for Amazon today, you can actually press this button on the top, and you can take the front of this off. And this actually becomes like a little activity center that your older toddler, even up to a preschooler, might like to play with this. They can actually take this and use it as separately from the walker. So it just becomes like a little thing they can carry around, and it's got this little handle on the top, almost like I've seen my kids use it like a little briefcase, carry this around. They've got all these different things. They can take the phone off and make their pretend phone calls. They can interact with the buttons. So it's nice to have this piece that comes off. As a parent, it's nice to be able to switch it off sometimes too. There's an easy power switch on there. And you can come and use this, and they can continue to use this all the way up to being probably a preschooler or an older toddler. So nice to have flexibility where you don't use it for a couple of months and then pretty much end up donating it after that. So any questions? If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I see somebody's joking that I should ask the Echo to play some Rick Astley. I'm assuming is the goal there, to Rickroll people. But yeah, won't necessarily do that. But yeah, this is a great option for a nice kid's toy that grows with them, that they can continue to use even at a much older age here with the Vtech sit-to-stand learning walker. Of course, you can also take the high-tech piece off of the front of it and just use it as a walker. They can just take this piece and then this clips back on, so it just fits in here. I'll see if I can do this one-handed here. I might have to put it down to do this. If you're just joining us, we are live. We are talking about my dad reviews of the best kids stuff that you can get on Amazon for Black Friday today. Great deals. I have 3 kids, so I've used a ton of this stuff. I'm happy to share my thoughts on any of it. If you have any questions, put them in the chat, and I'm very happy to answer any of your questions live here, demo anything about any of the products that you're seeing. You can also click through on the products down below, and if you're liking what you're seeing, please do follow me. It really helps. There's a big button down there that you can use to do that. So this is the piece that comes off of that sit-to-stand learning walker, and it's great to have that flexibility to be able to use this as your kids get older, which they definitely do. Let's take a look at some other stuff here. We looked at some great kids items, but I also want to take a look at some items that are for kids, but kind of for parents to use for kids. So if you're just joining us, we are live. Feel free to ask any questions that you have. I want to highlight, this is the Medify Air. I'm going to move this over here. Medify Air MA14 Air Purifier. I'm going to go ahead and put it up here so you can see it more easily. This is a great purifier to put in your kids' nursery. And there's a couple reasons we'll get into about why this is great for an air purifier in the nursery. But firstly, why would you want to have a purifier in your kid's nursery? It's really important if you live in an area like I do in California, where you get smoke, wildfire smoke. It actually can drop the air quality pretty significantly. And you really want to make sure your kids aren't breathing that smoke in if they're sleeping in their nursery. So you want to have a way to purify the air in there, and the MA14 for Medify Air is a great option for that. So why is this a great option? Why do I like this purifier? It's a medical grade HEPA filter. So it will remove all of those small particulates from the air. And I actually have a PM 2.5 meter that I use to test these purifiers, and this one does a great job of removing those PM 2.5 particles. And those are the ones that come from smoke, it comes from pollution in the air, and it's great to be able to just get that out of the air in your kids' nursery so you know they're not sitting there all night breathing this stuff in. We are live here. If you have questions about any of this stuff, feel free to ask in the chat. I'm happy to answer. You can see the products down below me there. MA14 from Medify Air. Let's plug this in. I can demo how some of the functions on this work, but this is great for a smaller room like a kid's nursery. About 200 square feet I find is the sweet spot for this, and it'll change out the air, filter the air in there with that HEPA H13 filter every hour or even more frequently if you have a smaller space. So it'll keep that air really clean, medical grade. I've seen these used in dentists' offices and doctors' offices. So you're really getting a medical grade product with this Medify Air device. And again, any questions you have, put them in the chat. Happy to answer. But let's switch this on. We've got the panel on the front, super easy. Go ahead and press the button on the front there. Super simple controls, couldn't be easier. We can switch this on, power it up. It's moving air through. There's a fan speed setting here on the top where I can choose different fan speeds, so I can bump it up to 3, and you get quite a lot of air movement going through there. Gotta change out the air in the room pretty frequently, so that's great to see. Or you can change the fan speed to be lower, and this is S, the silent setting, and that's actually going to move a tiny, tiny bit of air. And again, that's why it's a great option for a nursery, super quiet. So I'll be quiet for a second. You can barely hear it. There's almost no sound coming out of that at all. Great option to have in your kid's nursery where you don't want to disturb their sleep with a whirring kind of fan, but you still want to be purifying the air so that they can breathe really well, especially if your kid has allergies. This is a great option too. Any time of the year when there's pollen in the air, this will totally take care of all of that, which, just a little extra peace of mind. Very small, compact, put it up on the counter. It's nice to have it up on a dresser or something so your kid doesn't feel that they want to come and, knock it over and press the buttons. But another thing I like about this from the nursery, it's really sealed very well on the top. There aren't any little things they could put their fingers into. These are pretty secure. So even if you have this down at their level in the nursery, they're not going to really be able to fit anything into these cracks, and it's going to be a nice option for that in there. The other thing that's nice for a nursery, you can press this button, and again, it'll shut those lights off on the front, so you don't have any of that light pollution, those little lights that light up their space and keep them awake potentially at night, so you can totally turn those off. And again, you can get a lot of filtration, a little bit of filtration, depending on the fan speed you select here for the MA14 air purifier from Medify Air. There's a bunch of Medify Air purifiers available on Amazon today for Black Friday. This again is my top pick for a kid's room, for nursery, just for those smaller spaces, and also the ability to switch the light off on the front. And also that you can, not put put items in. There's bigger purifiers. Also, I like that if you knock this one over, it's got a pretty steady base. It's not going to be too heavy, so it feels like a little extra measure of safety with that. So great purifier option, the MA14 from Medify Air. You can see it down below in the carousel. Check this out, great option. Again, not a toy for your kid, obviously, but something for you as a parent to know that you're protecting them by making sure that the air in their spaces is as clean as possible. So cool option there, the MA14 air purifier. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off. I'm gonna take it off the table. And I wanna share one final device that I think is really super awesome. I've been using, put this off to the side actually so you can see it. If anybody has any other questions, you can feel free to ask. This is one of my favorite baby products. And I'm going to pull it up. It's behind me, so I'm going to lift it up here. And this is the Snoo Robotic Bassinet. So if you have kids, you've probably heard of Harvey Karp. and the happiest baby. And it's basically a philosophy around how to calm your baby. And there's techniques you can do with swaying and shushing and different things like that. But you can also use this device that Dr. Karp designed. It's called the Snoo. I'm going to pick it up. It is a bassinet, and it's actually a robotic bassinet. So there's a swaddle that you lock in to the bassinet, and you put your kid into it. Feels a little, sounds a little surprising to say, oh, I'm going to put my kid in a robot, but it's actually the safest baby bed out there, according to Happiest Baby. So it keeps them on their back, it keeps them connected in, and then the Snoo actually has a bunch of sensors built into it and motors, and it'll actually move and rock your baby throughout the entire night. So it's like, think about if you had a person sitting in your nursery holding your baby through the whole night, rocking them. If they wake up, it actually detects if they get fussy using those sensors, and it'll actually bump up the speed. And Happiest Baby actually lent this to me to test out, so thank you for that. If you have any questions, this is live, so feel free to put them in the chat. You can also click through down below and you can see any of these products. These are all things that are on Amazon for Black Friday. Great deals on them. This is, obviously I wouldn't be carrying this around on a regular basis. I just can't really think of any other good way to get it up here so you can see it, so I'm just going to lift it here. And again, it's got all these really awesome functions with AI. It'll monitor when your baby is getting fussy, and it'll automatically start to rock them, get them back to sleep for you, and that means that you sleep better in addition to your kid getting a better night's sleep. And you can also pull up the Snoo app on your phone, and you can actually get a readout showing their sleep patterns and how well they slept the night before. You can monitor naps. You can see if your kid has woken up. Really great to have that. You put them down in their nursery, and then you're downstairs, maybe you're getting some work done, and you can pull it up in the app and actually see live from the Snoo whether they're asleep or they're awake or they're fussy, and hopefully, ideally, it rocks them back to sleep if they do wake up. I used it for 6 months, and it works great. Really great. I was a little skeptical, honestly, at first about putting your baby in a robot, but it actually is incredible and really does help them to sleep. And it's just nice peace of mind knowing, again, that it is the safest baby bed out there, according to Happiest Baby. So cool device there. Again, if you have any questions, please ask them in the chat. Totally happy to answer any of the any questions you have about any of the products that you're seeing here. And thanks again to Happiest Baby for lending that to me, giving me a chance to check it out and try it with my own kids. I'm going to come back to this one just because I think it's so fun. This is the Giraffe Olaf, and this is from Playskool. Cool toy for your young toddler, and we're going to give this a final push. So we push the top here, and it causes this little flywheel to go that bounces these balls around at the top. They are all contained inside of the unit, which is really great because if you're a parent, if they're flying out all over the room, then you're going to probably be chasing them, picking them up. They're going to get lost. They're going to get moved around to different places. So it's great that this is contained. Also makes a great travel toy if you want to take this with you. It's really fun for your kid to press this and send these flying and experiment with that, see that action going on there and enjoy it, but also to be able to keep it all contained and to be able to take this and just pack it up, at the end of the day when you're done playing with it. I'm going to pull out a couple more of these toys. Another one I want to highlight again, just because I love these green toys for a bunch of different reasons. Ecologically, these are great because they are recycled. So this is actually made from recycled milk bottles, believe it or not. And despite that kind of humble origin, it's got these nice bright colors, very vibrant, very fun for kids to play with. If you're just joining us live, this is my top picks for Black Friday deals on Amazon. And I'm a dad, so this is my dad reviews of kids stuff you can get. I am live right now, so if you have any questions about any of the products you see here, feel free to ask me. I'm happy to answer any of your questions live. And again, I have 3 kids, so I definitely have had a lot of experience with all of these products. And this is not something where I just, look these up. This is stuff I've lived with in some cases for years now. So I'm very happy to answer your questions about how it holds up over time or about you know, how it works with different age kids, just put those in the chat, and I'd love to answer all of your questions. We had some great questions earlier, and again, really happy to continue to dive in on that. So this is the Green Toys Submarine. I love all the different green toys. Again, really nice that these are recycled and vibrant colors, really cool look to it. And also, as a dad, love that this is basically indestructible. So it's nice that you know, kids can play with this and take it in the tub, take it in the backyard, you know, beat it up, and it's going to really hold up very well. This one we've had for almost a year, I would say. This Green Toy Submarine. It's got this cool little spinning propeller on the back. Pro tip, if you put this under the faucet in the tub, it spins, which is really fun for kids. They can dive this under the water, and it just makes for a really fun toy for them to play with at bath time or really anytime. So cool item here with the Green Toy Submarine. And as a dad, I just like that this is something that's recycled, and you can use it as they get older to start to talk about recycling and sustainability, and even some of those science concepts of how things might get reused or recycled, and what that means. If you're just joining us live, feel free to ask any questions you have, reviewing all this cool kids stuff that you can get for your kids. Make great holiday gifts. All this is on sale today, Black Friday on Amazon. There's special deals on all these items. So feel free, any questions you have about any of these, put them in the chat, and I'd love to answer your questions. I'm going to do one final look here. Let's see. I just want to pull up the sit-to-stand walker again. So let me put these items away. I'm going to grab that one again. This is probably my favorite of all the different toys that I've highlighted today. It holds up so well over time, and I think that's really great. You know, again, talking about sustainability, it's nice to have things that you don't just use a couple of times and then you know, have to part ways with. It's nice to have stuff that's going to hold up well over time. So this is the sit-to-stand learning walker from Vtech. Great walker just to get your kids up and moving, and you know, basic. They can hold onto the back here, push it around the house, and that works really well. It's a great walker, well built, and holds up well over time. But the coolest thing is that it's got this whole activity center on the front as well. So we've got this panel, you can switch this on, and you can see they can play with all of these different really cool functions. And we can listen for a sec. Yeah, we get this playing music. They can pull these things. They can take this phone off. They can open and close and press buttons, and there's lights, and there's all this action and movement that's really fun. Gets them engaged, gets them excited about the toy. They can sit in front of it before they're actually walking, play with this. You can get it for them at a younger age. And then, as I demoed earlier, once they reach the age that they're no longer using it to practice walking, this actually pops off the front, and this becomes like a whole separate toy that they can take and play with and carry around and use all the way up until, you know, they're 4 or 5 if they still want to play the little piano here or do other functions on it. So I love toys that have multiple functions where you don't just, you know, use it briefly and then have to donate it. You can continue to use this. It starts when they're sitting up and starting to play with the activity center on the front. I'll switch this off with the little off switch there. All the way up to when they're walking, the walker comes in handy, and then when they're ready to just use this as an older toddler or even a preschooler, you just pop this off the front. It's almost like a little briefcase they can carry around with this little handle on the top, and this has proven really popular, and they really love this up until a surprisingly old age. They'll continue to enjoy this and continue to use all these functions. And you've got these cool farm animals you can point out, really great colors and lights and sounds, really stimulating, really exciting for them to use this product. So those are my top picks for my sort of dad reviews of products that are available today on Amazon for Black Friday. These are all great things you can pick up over there. If you found this useful, if you enjoyed it, please press the follow button. Follow me, get all my live streams here on Amazon, and you can look at any of the products down below in the carousel, click through, check them out. These are really all great picks for you as a parent, for your kids to use. There's so many great things available on Black Friday. So thank you for tuning in.